Buzz Aldrin's mother's maiden name was Moon, and that, my friends, is a fact of life. Thank you, and welcome to That's the Facts of Life, where we go through all the topics that matter to you and bring you just the facts. Today's topics include FINRA's Hotline Oddity and the SEC's refund policy. But first, let's check in on the SEC naughty list. The SEC recently charged a Utah-based real estate investment company and their principals with operating a Ponzi scheme that defrauded over 200 investors. According to the SEC, investors were bamboozled into investing in notes and investment contracts that were safe and low risk and 100% collateralized by valuable property. I'm talking like hotel on boardwalk valuable. The only problem is they often didn't own the properties they offered, or if they did, the properties were more like an abandoned house on Baltic than a hotel on boardwalk. The funds were instead being used in a classic robbing Peter to pay Paul scenario to pay previous investors that they otherwise couldn't. The SEC is seeking multiple charges in the case, leaving this crooked group of property brothers wondering if a jury is going to love it or list it. In other news, when your stock price drops and it don't look good, who are you going to call? Apparently, FINRA's hotline. It's been almost a year now since FINRA dialed up their toll-free securities helpline for seniors, but it turns out most of the calls are actually about energy stocks. Other calls have ranged from variable annuities and REITs to Jimmy John orders and investors who are concerned about being dropped as clients. During these calls, helpline employees told investors there are actually several reasons why an advisor might sever a relationship, such as they may be trying to hide fraudulent activity, or the ever-popular, "It's not you, it's me." The hotline certainly has been ringing up great results for FINRA by helping them identify emerging scams, not to mention the helpline's uncanny ability to match recently single investors, when they're ready, to find the firm of their life. Speaking of reimbursements, refund season has already started for the SEC as they recently went over the hedge. Some of you may recall that the SEC levied a $21.5 million fine in 2013 against a now-defunct hedge fund, Level Global, after a handful of people went to jail for insider trading. All of this came about after one of the hedge fund analysis spilled the beans on the Criminal Club of Hedge Fund Analysis, or as they call it, CC Hoffa. It's kind of like CC's Pizza with a little bit of Jimmy Hoffa. But in 2014, things got awkward as a federal appeals court overturned 2 of the convictions, leaving people wondering, what? And leaving prosecutors with no other choice but to drop all charges against all other parties involved. As a result, the SEC is now being asked to refund the $21.5 million. Many hope that now that the Supreme Court is agreeing to take up an insider trading case, they will address issues raised like the kind of proof the government needs to show in order to prosecute for insider trading, since everything we thought we knew about insider trading is inside out. Well, that will do it for us today. To learn more about industry news, check out the Compliance Digest and tune in for an all-new episode in 2 weeks. Oh, and in case you didn't know, the Postmaster General of the United States is the second highest paid government employee after the president. And that, my friends, is a fact of life.